Why a Steinberger? You've chosen them. Tell
Why?
us about it. Yeah,
That's
why?
a good question.
Yeah, why?
Exactly why. Well, you know what? This guitar has done some things really right. The things that are important to me. When I was growing up, like most guitar players, you find a guitar and it really becomes your personal favorite. In my case, I've done it several times in my life. I've had some particular Gibsons or a particular Gretsch at one time. But they become so much your favorite that they become almost irreplaceable. And a lot of guitar players go through this. They start traveling on the road at some point and getting a little more successful, and the next thing you know, that guitar is stolen or lost or broken in a trip on an airline. The next thing you know, this irreplaceable guitar that has become so special to them is gone. And they go, well, how do I get another guitar that's like that? Well, obviously, their guitar was old and had all these special peculiarities that made it their own and make it irreplaceable. What I found was I was looking for the guitar that would not be irreplaceable. As a matter of fact, would be totally replaceable. And that's what this guitar pretty much is. This is my personal instrument here, but if perchance this guitar were lost or stolen, I could get another one, and it would be feel just as good as this one, right out of the box, probably. This particular guitar has never been set up personally for me. This is the way it just came from the factory. The neck has no neck adjustment in it because it never changes. I carry this one on board airplanes with me. I take it whenever I go anywhere physically with me. It's the first time guitar players have ever been able to do that, I think, in history. So that's a real good feature. It never changes. It's always good.
One of the things about the Steinberger, with the Trans-Trem specifically, is that it opens new creative doors for artists. And if a song, for instance, Ed Van Halen on the 5150 album has Get Up and Summer Nights, which are two tunes that were written when he got the Trans-Trem into his hand. He just jumped on it and was one of the first guys to really put onto vinyl and put into the musical community's ears the very different sounds that a Trans-Trem can make. What's the cool thing about that is that those tunes cannot be reproduced unless a player has a Trans-Trem system, which is really hot. So it's some of the first Trans-Trem music to be heard, and we have to credit Ed for doing that.
Well, there's other aspects of the Steinberger that besides the Trans-Trem that make it attractive. The neck and the way it's put together, and why don't you explain a little bit more about that?
The design benefits here, there's no neck warpage. The neck has a smooth feel, an even feel from top to bottom, so that as my fingers are playing here, if I go up here, I get a nice, even, smooth feel. I won't bring it back in 6 months to the shop I brought it from and have to have it set up.
Yeah, say the neck is...
So it's extremely rigid, and that's one of the reasons why the guitar performs so well. In conjunction with the double bowl tuning, you know, there's obviously no headstock and no string slack up here.
Right.
I don't have to put a string on, thread it under my locking nut, wind it up, cut it. If I break a string 2 seconds later, I got to go reverse the whole process and do it again. So I don't have the tuning problems, I don't have the string change problems, I don't have neck warpage problems, I don't have fret buzz problems, I don't have changing sound problems. The guitar keeps its high quality performance in whatever situation I put it in. That way I always know what I'm going to hear when I plug it in.